There is a moment on almost every first date, somewhere between the second drink and the polite disagreement about which film was better, where both people are performing. Not lying, exactly. Just presenting the most curated version of themselves. The highlights reel. The personality trailer. And here's the thing, the other person knows it. You know it. Everyone at every table around you knows it. And yet, we keep playing the game. Because somewhere along the way, we collectively decided that first dates are auditions, not conversations. But what if one question could change all of that? Not a trick question. Not a psychological trap dressed up as small talk. A genuine, slightly uncomfortable, completely revealing question that cuts through the performance and gets to the only thing that actually matters when you're considering building a life, or even just a Tuesday, with another human being. The question is this. What is something you've changed your mind about in the last few years, and what made you change it? That's it. That's the whole thing. And before you dismiss it as too philosophical for a first date, I want you to consider what that question actually measures. Because it is measuring something, whether you frame it that way or not. In 2006, psychologist Carol Dweck published research that would go on to reshape education, corporate culture, and our understanding of human potential. Her central finding was deceptively simple. People tend to operate from one of two core beliefs about intelligence and character. Either you believe these qualities are fixed, you have what you have, you are who you are, or you believe they're malleable, that growth is not only possible but expected. She called these the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Now, Dweck was talking about students and classrooms. But the implications reach far beyond academia. Because when you sit across from someone on a first date and ask them what they've changed their mind about, you are essentially administering the most elegant mindset diagnostic ever devised. You are asking, do you believe in your own evolution? A person with a fixed mindset will struggle with this question. Not because they're dishonest, but because changing one's mind has, in their internal architecture, been coded as weakness. Inconsistency. Failure. They may laugh it off. They may pivot to something trivial. Oh, I used to hate sushi and now I love it. Which is charming, but not what you're looking for. A person with a growth mindset, on the other hand, lights up. Because they've been waiting for permission to talk about the things they got wrong, the beliefs they outgrew, the version of themselves they had to bury to become who they are now. And that is a person who will not punish you for changing. Who will not hold you to the person you were on the day they met you. Who will grow beside you rather than against you. Let me make this concrete. Consider two couples, both fictional, but assembled from patterns that relationship researchers have documented for decades. The first couple meets at 26. They bond over their shared certainty. Same politics, same taste in music, same vision for the future. They never argue about ideas because they never have to, they already agree on everything. By 35, they have built a beautiful, airtight world together. And then one of them reads a book, or travels somewhere unexpected, or loses a parent, and begins to see things differently. And suddenly, the very quality that made them feel compatible, that agreement, that certainty, becomes a wall. Because one of them grew, and the other needed them to stay the same. The second couple meets and immediately disagrees about something minor but interesting. One of them says, "I used to think that too until..." And what follows is a 2-hour conversation about how they each arrived at where they are. They argue. They laugh. They surprise each other. Neither of them is right about everything, and neither of them pretends to be. By 35, they have each changed significantly, but they have changed toward each other, because change was always part of the contract. This isn't romantic idealism. This is what longitudinal relationship research, including the landmark work of Dr. John Gottman at the University of Washington, has been pointing toward for 30 years. The couples who last are not the couples who agree on everything. They are the couples who know how to navigate disagreement with curiosity rather than contempt. And curiosity, genuine curiosity about another person's interior world, begins with a willingness to have your own interior world questioned. There is also something profoundly revealing about how someone answers this question, not just what they say. Some people will pause, genuinely think, and then offer something real. Something that cost them something. I used to believe that ambition and kindness were opposites, and then I worked for someone who proved me completely wrong. Or, I thought I wanted to be alone, and then I realized I was confusing solitude with avoidance. These answers tell you that this person has an examined life. That they've done the uncomfortable work of sitting with themselves and asking hard questions. Others will treat the question as a threat. They'll get slightly defensive. They'll qualify everything. Well, I mean, my core values have never changed. Which is often true, but also sometimes a way of saying, I don't allow myself to be wrong, and I will extend that same rigidity to you. And then there are the people who answer this question with so much ease and depth that you realize you've been asking the wrong questions on dates your entire life. Here is the practical application, because insight without action is just entertainment. First, ask this question early. Not as your opening line, obviously. Let the conversation breathe. But don't save it for the end when both of you are tired and just hoping for a polite exit. Ask it when there's still energy in the room, when the answer can go somewhere. Second, be willing to answer it yourself. This is not an interrogation. It's an invitation. When you share something you've genuinely changed your mind about, you are modeling the intellectual honesty you're hoping to find. You're saying, this is a safe space to be a work in progress. Third, listen for the emotion behind the answer, not just the content. Someone who changed their mind about a career path because of a mentor who believed in them is showing you their capacity for influence and gratitude. Someone who changed their mind about a relationship because they finally learned to trust themselves is showing you their capacity for self-knowledge. The what is interesting. The why is everything. We spend enormous energy trying to assess compatibility of lifestyle, of ambition, of humor, of geography. And those things matter. But underneath all of them is a more fundamental question that we rarely ask out loud. Is this person still becoming who they're going to be? And are they the kind of person who will let me do the same? The greatest long-term risk in any relationship is not conflict. Conflict is manageable. The greatest risk is stagnation. Two people who stop growing and then quietly blame each other for the stillness. The uncomfortable question cuts through all of that. It doesn't ask who are you. It asks how do you change? And in that single shift of framing, you learn more about a person's future than any resume, any Instagram profile, or any carefully rehearsed answer about their 5-year plan could ever tell you. So the next time you find yourself across the table from someone new, resisting the gravitational pull of small talk and highlight reels and the comfortable performance of a first date, try it. Ask the question, and then do something equally radical. Listen to the answer like it matters. Because it does.